She slipped into the room at 2:07 a.m., removed his breathing tube, and watched him choke while whispering his betrayal in his ear. That chilling moment didn't happen in a horror movie. It unfolded in a small hospital on the outskirts of Dallas. And it all started the night Sarah Matthews discovered the truth. Sarah, 41, was a respiratory therapist. She worked the night shift in the intensive care unit. Calm, meticulous, always the one to reassure families when patients appeared alert. She once saved a child's life, yet no one knew how fragile she was until betrayal split her in two. 2 months ago, her husband, Robert, a high-flying software engineer, began coming home late, smelling of perfume not his own, evasive on why. She told herself it was stress, that she was imagining things. One night, while preparing tubes in room 213, Sarah glanced at a private phone left unattended. Notifications popped up, messages between Robert and a woman named Lena. Loving words, photos, hotels. The final message: "In your arms, I feel more alive than ever." Sarah didn't cry. She didn't rage. She simply copied the chat log, asked no questions, and went home. Sarah began her descent. Weeks of silent observation. She changed her shifts so that she could be home before Robert left. She studied forensic toxicology online, watched Reddit posts about covert poisoning. One Redditor wrote about potassium cyanide hidden in coffee. He sipped it before bed, thought it was vanilla sugar. She saved screenshots. She collected household products from garage sales. Bleach, phenol, deadlier poisons. She practiced in tiny doses. Rats, lab bought, just to test metabolic timings. She tracked Robert's routine. Coffee at 7, walk at 8, gym visits. Secondary characters entered her life. Nurse Jenna, her friend at the hospital, noticed her pale face and dark circles. Jenna offered coffee. Sarah said no. Robert's mother, Evelyn, dropped a gift over the holidays, a bathrobe. Sarah thanked her politely but began wearing it at night to absorb his scent before laundering it separately. And then, one morning after her shift, Sarah found a hotel key card in his jacket pocket. No doubt. Robert was sleeping at Lena's place now. Sarah moved fast. She accessed the hospital's lab. Instead of cleaning supplies, she swapped a vial of saline with a vial she prepared. Potassium chloride, enough to induce cardiac arrest just like a heart attack. She placed it in room 507 under the name Leon Turner, a shell patient, and tracked its disposal. She invited Lena and Robert to join her at their home. Something special planned, she told them. They arrived the following Friday evening. Sarah greeted them with champagne, laughter, feigned reconciliation. She even staged her phone call to delete chat logs in front of them. A call came in, a pager beep. Code blue, room 507. Sarah excused herself. They heard the alert once, then quiet. Sarah returned calmly. Robert and Lena were seated on the sofa, exchanging worried looks. She asked, "Should I call someone?" They nodded weakly. Together they headed down the hallway, Sarah leading, pointing to room 507. Inside lay Leon Turner, Robert's alias for his mistress's lover. But she wasn't that at all. He lay motionless in a hospital bed. The monitor was pulseless. Salt crystals shimmered in the corner where medications had spilled. Doctor calls. Nurses rush in. Sarah explains. He was lucid one moment, then collapsed. Staff found the vial she planted, a vial labeled saline, but containing clear crystals. Only toxicology would confirm it. Potassium chloride. As medics worked, Robert's face paled. Lena shrieked. Sarah didn't step back. She didn't flinch. She just watched. That night, Robert returned home, alone, under escort. Sarah met him at the doorway. He stumbled in, whispering apologies. She gave him water, sat him on the couch. Then she moved with cold precision. She retrieved a length of surgical tubing, cut pieces. She sedated him with her own dose of benzodiazepine disguised in tea. When he dozed, she injected an overdose of potassium chloride into his line. He lurched, chest seized. He begged. Sarah held his face. "You deserve to watch it happen," she whispered. Robert's body convulsed, but monitors said irreversible heart arrest. Evelyn, his mother, called frantically after, but never reached the house in time. Police found him slumped beside the kitchen table at 3:07 a.m., minutes after Sarah notified them of a faint pulse. They took her in for questioning. She cried, once during the autopsy results. They said it looked like sudden cardiac arrest. So life just ended? No toxins detected initially. She passed the nurse's professionalism test. They checked camera feeds. None captured anything showing Sarah returning home, thanks to a blind spot in her neighborhood. Nurse Jenna was worried. She mentioned Sarah had seemed off. But without proof, police closed the case. Lena vanished. Last seen boarding a bus out of state. She never talked to the police again. Evelyn gave a televised interview, crying, calling it an absolute shock. The story died in tabloids. Sarah resumed working. Patients still said she was caring and competent. She buried the hotel key and a half-used vial in a pot in her backyard garden, under a hydrangea bush. Epilogue. Sarah whispered into the night as she watered the bush. "You didn't just hurt me in the light. You suffered in the dark." Make sure to hit subscribe and give us a thumbs up, because you won't believe what happens next. And we've got more real-life revenge stories just like this.